Hello, and welcome to another episode of Music on the Rocks. My name is Jeff Brown. I am a singer-songwriter living here in Linden, Virginia. And here we are with another week of my show where I make my way through my music collection and my whiskey collection, one song and one drink at a time, occasionally even in that order. And boy, there's been a lot going on this past week. It's been a very busy, very interesting week in our world, and I don't want to gloss over important things, but let's face it, my geopolitical insight is minimal at best. So there are a lot of people out there who have their finger on everything, who are involved, who are in the middle of things, and they know better than I do, and I urge you to listen to them. But what I can say is that my heart is absolutely with the people in the country of Ukraine. And while I may not be a big proponent of violence, when it comes down to defending your home and your lives against an unprovoked foreign invader, you got to do what's necessary. But I also want to say that I do very much feel for the people of Russia who did not want this, who did not ask for this, and are yet still caught up in the middle of it by virtue of where they live. And so my heart goes out to all of you, and I hope that this is something that can be settled very quickly with a minimal amount of terror and violence and bloodshed and all that awful stuff that typically comes with these sorts of things. And again, there's not a lot that I can do, that I can say, that really means as much, because there are people that know better, and I urge you all to listen to them. And sometimes we have to do what we do best, and what I do is entertain. So to that end, welcome to Music on the Rocks, a show where I seek to educate and inform and entertain with a little bit of music and a little bit of whiskey, and that's what I will be doing today. I will be playing a song, the last song from my most recent full-length recording, 1000 Ways. This song is called Here and Now. And I recently listened to the official recording, and I urge you to do the same if you enjoy what you're about to hear. I forgot about some things that we did with that song. Rick Riggs over at Handwritten Recording in Chicago. We added some little stuff in the middle that kind of surprised me when I got a chance to listen to it again, and I like it when music can do that. This is Here and Now. Everybody knows that's the way it goes. You leave it up to fate until it's much too late. What am I supposed to do? I'm forever missing you. that scratches through the page, black and wet with ink. What am I supposed to do? Immortalizing you. But here and now, here and now, but here and now. And someday we'll be dust, back from whence we came. And all that will be left are the songs that people sang. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to be? What am I supposed to say? We'll find a way. That was a song called Here and Now from my most recent record. It's a song that speaks to a lot of things that artists deal with. You know, how will we be remembered? You know, how do we remember others? And you know, what will be left when we're gone? And it's no big secret that I wrote that for a dear friend of mine, with him in mind. And someday we'll be dust, and all that will be left are the songs that people sing. And I absolutely intend on continuing to sing his songs and sing the songs of others who have come before me, and hopefully someday far in the future, maybe people will sing some of mine. Who knows? We'll see. But that got real deep, and let's bring it back down with a little bit of levity and a little bit of whiskey, because this is Music on the Rocks, and that's what we do. We play music, and we drink, and we talk, and we have moments, and hopefully we all enjoy each other's company, and we'll go on with our lives when it's all done. But today we have, from the Heaven Hill and Old Fitzgerald, we have the Larceny Bourbon. I had this for a little while, and then there was the whole Heaven Hill strike, and you know, I got kind of scooched to the back of my whiskey cabinet, and I forgot about it a little bit, so here we are with the Larceny Bourbon. And then we edit because I had to sneeze, and nobody wants that on camera. So I know a handful of little things about the Larceny brand. I know that it is a wheated bourbon, which means that as a bourbon needs to be 51% corn. And the rest of the mash bill on a lot of standard bourbons consists of rye and barley. And with wheated bourbons, that rye is often replaced with wheat and then malted barley, etc., 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 which means some of that rye sting, that rye spice forwardness is typically supplanted in favor of something a little more muted, a little more sweet. So we will see where that goes with the Larceny Bourbon. It's also been called the poor man's Pappy. Now, my basis for comparison is slight. I have seen bottles of Pappy. That's about the extent of my experience. But, my friends, be well, be safe, stand up for what you know is right, and cheers. All right, so I'm getting a lot of apricot and sort of the softer, more muted, like the maple syrup and brown sugar, baking spices sorts of things. This is it's got a very pleasant, very soft nose. Larceny Bourbon, my friends. All right. So it's got a little bit of that attack, but certainly not as much as you would think, and certainly not nearly as much as I prefer. No, the opposite. I prefer the bourbons with the less attack. This is, it's got that cinnamon, those warming, those baking spices, and it's very fine. I could see this being a magnificent entry-level bourbon, because it doesn't have too much. It doesn't have too much of anything really. It's like, it's not wowing me, but I don't dislike this. It's just very pleasant. It doesn't have a lot of linger. It doesn't have a lot of heavy mouthfeel, but it doesn't have the burning. It doesn't have the astringency. It's just very nice. I bet this would make a magnificent cocktail. I don't know that I would necessarily sit around and sip it, but if you know someone who isn't quite into bourbon but wants to be, this feels like a very good get you in there point. There's a word for that. Entry-level point. Yes. Get you in there point is a term of art that I just made up and will probably never use again. My friends, Larceny Bourbon, solid. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you from my little corner of my home next week. Cheers.